Alright, this isn't history class, so I'm going to try to keep this brief. 1618, Czechia. Tensions are running incredibly high. German Catholics are extremely angry with Czech Protestants for reasons I will not get into, but there are revolts in the streets, lots and lots of violent conflict. Ultimately, the two sides decide to meet in the Prague castle to discuss peace like adults, as you do in a situation such as this. Long story short, the Czech Protestants end up cornering the Catholics to where they have no other choice than to jump out of a window. They survived somehow, and this event has become known as the defenestration of Prague.
Well, when life gives you lemons.
Why would anyone ever apply calculus to this situation? I don't know. Don't think about it too hard. Here we go. Our position function is h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 16t plus 64. 64 is our initial height because the height of the Prague castle where they jumped from is 64 feet. Thank God for Google. We found the velocity function by finding the derivative of the position, so we got h prime of t equals negative 32t plus 16.
Look at this graph!
This is our graph. Pretty impressive, right? To find the maximum height, we did negative b over 2a and got a value of 0.5. We then plugged that value back into the position function to get 68 feet.
Wow!
We then wanted to know those poor Germans' velocity at 1 second, so we plugged it into our velocity equation to get negative 16 feet per second. To find out how long it took them to hit the ground, we had to set our position function equal to 0. We then realized we had to use the quadratic formula, but we're not going to show you that because that's pretty darn boring, so let's just tell you now we got 2.5 seconds.
Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god!
Finally, we plugged that 2.5 into our velocity equation to find out they hit the ground at a velocity of negative 64 feet per second.
Gosh golly gee williger zimmity jippity doo!
Thank you for making it all the way to the end of this presentation.
The quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.